Donald Trump.
Amid concerns over this video appearing to show someone ripping up mail-in ballots for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, the FBI is now warning the fake video is a product of Russian actors who manufactured and amplified the video as part of Moscow's broader effort to raise unfounded questions about the integrity of the U.S. election. The video, the latest following the propaganda playbook, like this fake news report about a car accident involving Vice President Harris, or this phony story about Ukrainian officials using U.S. money to buy yachts, both debunked as fake. Pennsylvania's Secretary of State urging voters to seek out the truth.
Turn to trusted sources of information when it comes to answering your questions about elections.
U.S. intelligence agencies warning in the run-up to the election, Americans will be bombarded with even more false content.
We're seeing more disinformation now than we've ever seen it before.
Darren Linville, the co-director of the Media Forensics Hub at Clemson University, tracks online election propaganda.
What is the ultimate goal of these foreign actors with these disinformation campaigns?
A very common goal, especially of Russia, is to divide us. If we're fighting amongst ourselves, then Putin gets to do whatever he wants.
It's not just Russia. A threat intelligence report from Microsoft says Iran is gearing up for additional influence operations, and China is shifting focus to down-ballot races. The disinformation, in some cases, delivered directly to voters, like these text messages sent to young people in Wisconsin, falsely threatening that students from out of state could be fined or even jailed for voting there. Tanisha Vanden Langenberg, a senior at the University of Wisconsin, received the text, though it's still unclear who sent it.
It created a lot of talk on campus where it was like, wait, can I vote or can't I vote?
Students are allowed to vote in the state, but the confusion created is exactly what disinformation campaigns want. Maura Barrett, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.